run with me, let's hit the open road. If you could use some exciting views, there's a run on any day. Come on, run with me, let's run away. Come on, run with me, let's float down to Howe Bay. On Chapman's Peak there's a little relief, and it's hot that time of day. Come on, run with me, let's head off down the road.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Cape Town Marathon episode 2, which will also incorporate the Two Oceans Half Marathon episode 2, which will cover the run from the end of the freeway at Kendall Road all the way to the top of Southern Cross. So keep watching the video to see that. But before we get into that, a little bit of an update on my training. So, I'm in basically the third week of dedicated training for Cape Town Marathon / Two Oceans Half Marathon. At the moment I am concentrating on building mileage, not concentrating on speed at all. This is old school, how we used to do it back in the 80s. So I had 2 weeks in the 40s, and I'm pleased to say that last week I managed a 51 kilometre week. So it's definitely going in the right direction. Today is the 31st of March, so the end of March, and I'm surprised to see that March was actually my highest kilometre month on 194 in over a year. I haven't actually run that distance in over a year. So yeah, so training at the moment's going pretty well. Couple of niggles, but they are not worrying me too much. I managed to do the Ravensmead 15 kilometre race this past Saturday. If you haven't checked out the video, please do so. It's up there ready for you to see. So my target for that was to better the Constantia village time, which was a 1:25. So that was the aim, to run a sub 1:25. I ended up with a 1:22:06. Very happy with the time, but more importantly, I had a great run. Getting stronger as the whole thing went on. Last kilometre was my quickest, and I ended up with negative splits. The first half I did in 41 minutes and 40 seconds, and the second half 40 minutes and 26 seconds. So you can't complain with that. Feeling pretty good at the end. No aches, no pains. So all in all, a good run. This coming week I've got a 10k. I'm not going to push that one too hard. My quickest 10k of the year was a 52:08. So that possibly will be my target, but we'll see. It's going to be a week out from the Two Oceans Half, so you don't want to do anything stupid at that stage, do you? Right, the next part of my little video is the shoes. So, last week we did the Boston 12s. So the next pair of shoes that I managed to buy was a pair of Adidas Boston 13, the Cape Town Marathon edition. They were bought using the balance of my Vitality miles before I closed my Vitality account. So they cost me nothing. They were going to be used to run the Cape Town Marathon, so I could get my 2,000 Rand voucher. As we all know, that didn't happen. But I did run the Peninsula Marathon in them recently, and they survived that, which was more than I did myself. So the shoes themselves, Okay, here's a side-by-side comparison. They're almost a totally new shoe. I think the only similarity is that they both have the glass fiber rods underneath. But other than that, totally different shoes. A lot more cushioning, certainly a lot more cushioning around the ankle, which is what I picked out to be the shortcomings of the Boston 12. So they've done away with that. It's a much more comfortable shoe. I would say more of a training shoe, stroke marathon shoe for us slower runners. I actually wore the Boston 12s on Saturday for the Ravens Meet 15, and you can definitely notice a lot more spring in the step with those shoes. So yeah, I would certainly recommend them for your long runs, your easy runs, and yeah, marathon races. I'd say half marathons. If you're not pushing it too hard, great shoe. I've enjoyed running in them. I've got a rotation of 3 shoes at the moment. So I've got the 2 Adidas Bostons, and I've got an old pair of Brooks Launch. So I'm running in all those shoes at this moment in time. Hard to pick a favorite. Okay, I think we're going to get on to the video, which you guys are all looking forward to. The Two Oceans Half Marathon Route Part 2. Hope you enjoy it. Alright guys, welcome to Part 2 of the trilogy of the Two Oceans Half Marathon course. Just to recap from Part 1, we set off from Newlands, we cautiously ran up Edinburgh Drive, we even more cautiously ran down Edinburgh Drive, and then we took it nice and easy on the little flat section from the bottom of Edinburgh Drive. So this is the Blue Route Freeway, or the M3, and you will have just gone through the 7k mark, and you're going to turn off the freeway, and you're going to be on this road here, and we're going to be heading in this direction. Right, let's begin. So expect to be lots and lots of spectators at this point. Hopefully lots of people I know, because this is very much my home territory. So this is Kendall Road we're on now, and we're going to be heading towards Spansgemach River Road. And here we're going to do a little dogleg. So we're going to turn to the right at the end here, and a little dogleg, and then we're going to head back. So again, very flat area. You can pick up the pace a little bit, but by no means go flat out. We're still going to have the major hill of the day, which is Southern Cross, which we'll be seeing in a few kilometers' time. So obviously on race day there won't be any cars here. The road will be totally closed off. So you won't be running on the pavement as I am. So from my point of view, this race is only going to really start once I get to the top of Southern Cross. Now with this video I'm doing here, I'm not sure whether I'm going to make it all the way up Southern Cross without a little bit of a walk break, but I'm hoping that my fitness on race day will allow me to run up there. Obviously, if there's a water point, I'll stop and take water. Okay, so we've turned onto Spansmack River Road. For those who know this area, we're heading towards Constantia Village. So I must admit, I'm not 100% certain where we actually turn around on here. The obvious point would be to go to the traffic light where there's an island. So that's what we're going to do now. It certainly won't be further than that. And if it's less, on race day you have a bonus. So at the moment I'm going along at 6 minutes a kilometre pace. So on race day I'll be aiming for about a 5:50 pace on here, I think. Between 5:40 and 5:50. I'm a great believer in not knocking yourself out before you get to the hills. Rather preserve some of that energy. Because you can lose a lot of time on a hill. Look, you're always going to lose some time, but if you're reasonably fit and you've taken it within yourself. So I just saw Two Oceans mark there, and it didn't have a kilometre board on it, so maybe that's actually where the turn was. So based on that and the fact there's no cars, I'm actually going to do my turnaround here. So we're still on Spansmack River Road, but now heading towards the Emporium. So again, this road will be nicely closed off on race day. So it's a little windy today, so I'm hoping my mic will be taking care of that wind for us. So just to update you on forthcoming races, I think I have a 10k, and then the week after that is Two Oceans. Okay, I'm going to turn off here onto the footpath. Obviously on race day we'll be all on the road, and at this stage you will have done over 8k's. I think I know where the 9k marker is, so I'll point that out to you. Okay, traffic circle, Spansmack River Road and Ladies Mile Extension, and we are turning on to Ladies Mile Extension. So I'm going to do what you're not supposed to do, and I'm going to run with the traffic behind me, and that's purely so I can pick up the 9 kilometre mark for you. If, of course, I get a clearance in the traffic. Here we go. So this is a little later in the day than we'll be running, so it's getting quite warm. Okay, there is the 9 kilometre mark. 12 to go. So as I've said, all these kilometers so far on this section are going to be taken reasonably easy, but you can push slightly. So we're about a kilometre away from Southern Cross now. Gonna cross up back onto this side, feel safer seeing the traffic. Okay, we're going to cross Constantia Main Road. And we're on to Parish. I'm going to turn off here for a quick water break. Yes, thank you. One of the few water points we have left in this area. Much appreciated. Okay, let's continue. So I should have looked at the route map more clearly, because when we approach Southern Cross now, and at one stage they used to make us turn right and go right to the bottom of Southern Cross and then run all the way up. Then they changed it, and I'm saying this because this section is part of the alternate ultra route. So then they changed it that when we got to the top of Southern Cross, then we'd turn left and do a dogleg there. However, when we get to the third part of this, and you will see, we get a dogleg just after Top Gate at Kirstenbosch, which I think has replaced these two. So today I'm going to run as if it's going to be a turn left and straight up Southern Cross. If I find out afterwards it's wrong, I will re-record this section. So I've swapped over into this side because I'm pretty sure the 10-kilometre mark is somewhere around here. Might be wrong, of course. But again, at this stage, we're taking it easy. There's normally lots of crowd support in here. So don't let the crowd carry you away to run quicker than you should be. And you've got less than 400 meters until we get onto Southern Cross. Okay, I was right. Here is the 10-kilometre mark coming up. So 11 to go. Almost halfway. So we're now running in Constantia, which we will be for quite a while. So I kind of break down Southern Cross into 3 sections. There's basically 3 steeper sections, and then some sections where it levels off a little, where you can recover. Obviously the first section is going to be shortly when we turn left, and you've got quite a steepish climb. We'll check how many meters it is now when we run it. And if you break this down into these 3 sections, it might not be as tough as you then think. So that stop sign there is Southern Cross. Okay, here we are, Southern Cross. Every half marathon runner's nightmare. Okay, so what I tend to do on hills is don't look up where you're going. Try and keep your eyes about 10 meters in front of you on the ground. I find the moment you look up, then you're gonna walk. So anyhow, as you can see, it's not quite that tough on here. It's certainly an uphill gradient, and it's gonna take its toll for the length. So try and relax on the uphills. I know that can be easier said than done, but don't worry about your pace. Just try and get into a groove, keep it going. Relax the arms. Try and relax the whole body if you can. So you get 2 raised stop signs on this first section. And it's once you get to the second one that section 1 is done. So I can see the first one approaching. Again, on race day, lots of crowd support in here. Lots of clubs have gazebos. So it's totally different to me running it today. So here we get a ultramark, 45 kilometers. So if the route goes of Okapsave instead of Chapman's Peak, this is where you'll be coming. So as a matter of interest, my pace has dropped by about 15 seconds per kilometre at the moment, which is perhaps a little quick. I should have maybe slowed a little bit more. Okay, so this is the first raised stop street. And heading around the corner is the second one. So guys, I'm not advocating that you don't walk. Nothing wrong with walking, but maybe try and keep it regimented. So maybe do a minute run, 30 seconds walk. So again, this is a lot later in the day than we will be running, but despite the cool wind, it's getting quite hot out here. Okay, here comes the 11k mark. So we've obviously gone through halfway, and we've got 10k's to go, almost single digits. So guys, if you're coming to train on this route, certainly during the week, be very vigilant. A lot of taxis use this route. It's a Sunday today, so it's quiet from that point of view at the moment. Wind almost blew me off the road then. So this is a southeaster blowing, which could be a factor on race day. But to say from a running point of view, the whole section I've run, it's not really bothered me. A lot of trees, a lot of shelter. Okay, so this is the second raised stop street, where I call the end of section 1. And that was about 350 meters in length. So we're gonna recover on here. You can probably see the start of section 2 just ahead. This is the steepest section coming up. So I've just gone through a kilometre on my watch, which are not coordinated with the actual race markings, and I did that K in 6:40. The one before on the flat, I did 6:10. So that's about right, about 30 seconds a kilometre slower. Obviously that's relative to the pace. If you're running quicker than that, it'll be less. If you're running slower than that, it'll be more. Okay, so we're officially on zone 2. As you can see, a little bit steeper. I'm not talking too much on here, conserving my energy. Yep, this is still Southern Cross, guys. So that's probably the steepest part done. So you can recover a little bit here. It is going to go up a little bit more. Okay guys, gonna take a bit of a walk break. Didn't do too badly. So I haven't seen the 12 kilometre mark, but I'm sure we must have gone by it. So almost at the top of section 2. As I said, absolutely nothing wrong with walking. Sometimes you've trained well and it can still kick you in the butt. Especially if you've gone fractionally too quick at the beginning. So I have to admit, this hill is tougher than I remembered. Manageable, but you need to train for it. So this little road to the right here, end of section 2. Dawn Avenue. And then you actually get a little bit of downhill to recover before you get onto the last final assault, which is literally a couple of 100 meters. Okay, so that section is actually 1 kilometer long. So that's going to be the hardest one. I'd say if you can run the first section, walk the second section, and then run this third section, be a good target to aim for. Again, lots of spectators, and you're coming to a section where there'll be bands, music. I'll having to be watching my recording for copyright. Okay, you don't need me to tell you. And of course, once you got to this section, you know you've made it. So the third section we're into. Drive! Yay! Don't do this on race day. Unless you're really stuffed. So we're going to continue this video, so hopefully we find the 14k mark and then we'll sign off. So I've got it all wrong, it's a 13k marker. So total distance there, I'd estimate about 2.7 kilometers. If you remember, the 10k mark was just before we turned on. So if not totally runnable for everybody, it's certainly doable. So on this section here, obviously we've got a nice downhill section. Temptation again is to think we've done Southern Cross, let's push it. But as you'll see in the next video, the hills are not all done yet. So I'm not running the whole route today, so I'm going to be turning off shortly. So I'm going to say, I hope you found this video insightful. Drop us a like, leave us a comment. What I may do is a best part of a point of view video for the whole route once I've filmed everything. Of course, as you'll note in that first section, there's definitely sections where I couldn't run because it was on a freeway. So that will you'll just have to use your imagination on that. And watch, of course, the footage from the car. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We are growing nicely. I'd like to get to that 700 mark before 2 oceans if possible. So to do that, I need 36 new subscribers. Come on guys, get your friends, relatives, enemies, get them all to subscribe. And if you've got a couple of spare bucks lying around, buy us a coffee. There's a description on our page, which you just click on and it takes you to the actual website. Okay, so from me, that's a goodbye. Chat to you later.